Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing to the very last, stand up and down again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shape I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like turn or trend. Spin that doubt round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, and up and down, again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind and blow right through. Break and blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Shots on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down, again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break and blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Screen glow bright. Midnight dance. One more move. One more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shape I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both been riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down, again, again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both been. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break and blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Spin.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sometimes I just think I should just play music and trade. It's a lot easier and I make a lot more money. We in the pre-market, you can see I went long here, captured gold to the upside, went short here, captured gold to the downside. I think it was like over 100 points both ways. I'll explain the trades. Trading Think today for those of you guys that want to trade gold, because obviously Apex has stopped trading gold for the time being. Although I did get a hold of Apex executives last night, and they told me, I'm still waiting for the word, that they will probably bring MGC back. So I'm hoping to hear that, because if that's true, that's going to be very good news. All we really need to do is trade MGC anyways. But for now, if you want to trade gold, our CFD partner, Think Markets, Think Capital, great choice. I have the link pinned to chat. So go ahead and click that link if you guys want to do it. You can see how easy it is. We're trading directly off Tradingview charts. Very smooth, very clean, totally overlays on the indicator. The link is here. Code is EDGE. go out there, go nuts, go get it if you'd like to trade a little bit of gold. We'll trade Nasdaq maybe in an hour, like at the 10 o'clock hour. We'll just we'll switch over to futures then. But for now, let's take a look at the basic foundational trades of gold, which are working like a money machine, right? I mean, they're really, really good. English says Apex had an update last night. Really? Okay, let me just take a look and see if there was anything on their Discord that I missed. I don't see anything besides the latest notice board. You had an email? I mean, did it say anything differently from what they had on the notice board? Which yeah, which is just basically that for now, because I mean, I don't blame them. Volatility was insane last night after we went off air, after we traded Asia. There was a period where gold was trading 1% per minute, $40 a minute, which was just insane. Do we need to use no BFF and CFD? Literally have no changes, Miguel. It looks the same because remember, I have really let me take off. By the way, I was showing you all my trades because you guys in the pre-market, you saw me going long, then you saw me going short, you saw me going long. I made money pretty much every zigzaggy way because gold has certainly been very, very cooperative on that. But let me get rid of the execution marks because it's hard to see. No, the chart I'm keeping is actually super, super clean. I literally took off every single thing. I actually just want to take this off too. And sorry, the only thing that I would do is I would just get rid of the color high volatility candle because I really don't care. So I'm just looking literally at dots and moving averages. We're trading 3 specific setups. The momentum setup where you get a red dot against the session low. So this is New York session low. You get a red dot, momentum through. Then we're betting on the fact that it makes fresh lows. The only exception to that rule is if it's a double bottom, double top. Like over here, you don't take the second one. You wait for it to break fresh lows before you do that. So that's just a clear. We call it the jackhammer trade because it's just jackhammering through the ceiling or the floor and making a big hole, and we're following it. The other trade that we love to do is just the reversal trade, which, by the way, is shaping up right now. I could actually, I might as well just trade this right now. This is the reversal trade here, and this is basically counter trend trade with the lead signal being the white dot. This is a reversal signal. I probably could just go this way on my targets. My stop is going to be over here. And that's like the secondary trade. But the real money trade, the trade that makes us all the money, is what I call a return to trend trade. And that's basically, we're in a downtrend right now. And when we get green candle, 2 reds, that sequence, meaning it returns back to the downtrend, we get short here with a stop right above on the second candle, a natural stop, and that is money. As long as we have this pattern, and that's what gold has been doing for us. Oh, we got the take profit just took. You see that? I just took the secondary take profit. That this pattern, zig, zag, zig, zag, zig, zag, is money. Money, 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 money. We generally, I can't say we cannot, but we basically have very, very high probability of success. We win 99% of the time in this kind of a six. Where we get killed is if the pattern just dies, if it goes, catatonic, and then we get no range and we get no breakouts. So we get into trades and it fails. We get into trades, it fails. And that's when we need to just stop trading. But we have a very good antidote to this, which is that we really don't. The moment the moving averages get super, super close to each other, we stop trading. What we want, the first order of business that we want to see is moving average separation. And then we begin to engage, because that's what we want as a volatility. The name of the indicator is BFF Dots. It's available. It's available for only with my coaching, and coaching is tonight. So it's a good chance for you to sign up, because you get a chance to get into coaching. Coaching is 7 p.m. every Thursday. So you sign up for my coaching. Not only do you obviously jump right into coaching tonight, but you also get a rebate from me, which you can then apply to Think Capital or Apex or any of our partner firms for a discount. Our email is contact@bktraders.com. Here, I'll put this in here. But it's a very simple thing. You either want this or not. I'm happy to have you invited, but don't bother me with 1,000 questions. Coaching is either yes or no proposition. What's the wet building site? What does that mean, Martin? Vol settings. I actually, Miguel, I don't trade the vol settings. That's the thing, because when the beautiful part about these organic setups, right, that we're looking at, is that the stops, the natural stops are the vol settings, right? I mean, we're not looking for anything with. If you're talking about volatility candles, because it's every broker has its own different tick thing. Oh, driving an excavator. Oh, wow. All right, very cool, Martin. We can go over that in coaching as far as the vol settings. It's not that important right now, because the organic stops that we're working with now are naturally vol driven. So it's just sort of very, very easy. Very cool, Martin. Very cool. I had no idea. Honestly, Martin, I would have never guessed. I thought you were like in a gray suede suit sitting in some London club. It's how I picture all Englishmen. That's funny. Smoking a cigar and drinking a whiskey. It's like, my idea of Brits is like somewhere circa, World War II, Winston Churchill. I got to update as they say, I got to update my priors. So anyways, I mean, it's like I said, this is the pattern that just makes us money all the time, every time, right? Now it's a little bit calmer in gold. We don't have any setup. We made all this. We made money here, made money here, made money here, made money here. We made money like 5-6 times in a row over the last 20 minutes. And generally, in a highly volatile product like gold, obviously we have a setup maybe every 10 minutes. So it's really, really good. Okay. Oh my God, I got to start banning people. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, Hitman. Let me see what are they moving averages? I am sorry, I'm just looking at emails here. Do you think this gold volatility? Yes, I think gold volatility will last. The moving averages are 208 period SMA, but they can be adjusted to anything you want. Obviously, they're not. I just keep it simple. could you use VWAP? Absolutely. There's some people in the room that actually use VWAP on the trades. I don't really need to be precise. I just need to be directionally correct. That's what we're trying to do. We're not in the business of going long and short. We're in the business of being right. That's the scalping business. So that's what we're trying to do. Gold, obviously, massive collapse from the highs last night. I'm just looking at the price action. I mean, it's just really. Let me show you. This is what I like. After this was crazy. After we did our Asia session, this was insane. This was like 1% a minute of trading, and it just went absolutely crazy. So now, then it kind of consolidated, drifting lower. Now we found the bottom here at this 4,800, and it looks like we're kind of, holding that bottom, right? Now, my view right now, in terms of taking a trade, is you see how the slope is positive, but I have these two candles. That's a contradictory signal. And when you have a contradictory signal, I'll just stand down. Like, in other words, the difference between this trade and this trade, where you have two red candles and the slope is red, is that this is confirming that there's sellers. Here, it's not. So what I would do is I would actually wait a little bit. Yeah, so now the slope has finally turned red. And if this candle completes and it stays red, maybe then I'll go short. And the short will be against this high over here. And we'll see if they want to run it back down to session lows. But it does look like, the sellers are a little bit exhausted here. And maybe and we'll see, maybe not. Sellers are just banging the lows here. So the only problem here with this trade that we're seeing, which is, by the way, dropping like 10 points in a minute. Well, no, it made fresh session lows. I think we're going to go short this. This becomes a bigger risk trade. But that's the beauty of, by the way, of trading CFDs, is that you can trade smaller sizes. Everything can be completely granularized, right? You can trade the 0.1 size if you want. Okay, I'm going to go short here. And the natural stop here is going to be this candle over here. And we'll see if we can make a target. But the beautiful part, as I said, because of CFDs, we have adjustable sizes. You can trade small. And what I would do here is I'm actually going to, if it gets to about 25, I'm going to add to the position. I'm going to try and trade a blended price, because this kind of volatility very often creates a retrace that gives us a better entry into the price. I'm actually, where am I? 20, 21, nah, it's not. I need it to be 22, 23. Okay, I'm going to sell the 23s because I can't, you're not going to get any better entries. Okay, so I'm short the 23s. I'm going to bring this stop to be over here. And now we kind of have two targets, right? So I'm going to take this target, see if we're going to make profit on this one trade, right? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just close the position on both of the trades, and close the position here. My only awkwardness with CFDs is I don't know how to, like, they managing each individual position, and I like to have them married. So it's not marrying the position, so you're gonna have to manage each individual. So we had a big profit in the first position and basically a small loss in the second one, so that I even myself out for net winning trade, which is what you saw there. We're going to trade NQ futures in about half an hour or so. Like when the New York Open opens up, we'll switch over to NQs. But gold just has so much vol, and This is, by the way, a great thing for everybody who's trading prop, right? You don't want to be having just one account. You want to have different accounts, different products, different possibilities. Mainly because, first of all, brokers have different rules, right? So that gives you lots of flexibility. Think Markets takes everybody from United States, which is great. It lets you trade TradingView, which is also great. It's broker backed, so it's super, super solid. So this gives you lots of flexibility. You don't necessarily, if you want to trade gold, I'm trading gold right now without any constraints. Because I have a secondary choice. I got to buy here. But speaking of which, Jesus, gold is just giving me a signal every 5 seconds. So this is we're basically trading the reversal off the low here. I got a white dot. I'm just talking and I'm not really paying attention. We're going to bring ourselves here. Again, I think Miguel was asking me about volatility. We're using natural volatility, right? So my stop is my volatility because this is the natural stop. It's either if it breaks the lows and I get blown out, fine. This is a false reversal signal, no biggie. If the signal, I'm actually going to bring this down a little bit. If it does reverse nicely on me, great. Then I will. I'll take that small scalp. I've basically just been running. It's taking me out. I think it's going to take me out. Fresh session lows, maybe not. Let's see. It's just holding me back. It's actually, it's actually pretty good. I remember reading this in Market Wizards. We'll see if it's true. Maybe not right now. He used to say that, if you think you're going to get taken out and you don't, it's probably a pretty good signal that there's a reversal trade in play. But I think we get taken out. Gold is just really, really drilling down. And we're making fresh session lows. So if this thing holds with a red momentum dot at the end of this candle, we're going to go short this thing because there's more selling to be done in gold. We'll see. Or this could just be a secondary test of the bottom. The market will tell us, and then we can trade accordingly. But anyways, what I was going to say is running these type of trades. Well, no, I'm being inaccurate. Running the pure turn to trend trades, the ones where you're in slope and you get red double greens or green double reds, right? Like where you get a confirm of a move. Those were running 40 winners, 9 losers last night in my algo. So you take it for what it's worth, but it's basically a 5-to-1 trade, which is exactly where I want it to be. That's a lot of. I think Lee. I think you can use Think Markets in Australia. No. Can you sign up with Think Markets with that link? Can you give it a try and tell me? I don't know. I'm sorry. No, because they're regulated in Australia. I'm sorry. Yeah. So tomorrow we have another partner that come join us. Tomorrow's going to be a really, really special day. We'll have a 8 o'clock special show tomorrow, and I'm going to showcase a lot of really cool things. So, okay. Looking at charts right now, what's going on? We made a bottom. I got clipped on the bottom. If it's going to give me another green dot, that's a secondary confirmation of a reversal. We're going to go reversal. Yeah, it's but we will definitely have a choice for you guys in Australia. I'm watching gold pretty carefully here, trying to see if the session lows are going to hold. And I'm going to try to reverse it back up. Not clear. NAS is also, by the way, very volatile. So there's going to be lots of opportunity, I think, in NAS. We'll switch over after the market opens to NAS. We'll trade a little bit of NAS for ourselves. But let's give ourselves like another 20 minutes of gold, see if we can get a another good trade going. You know, I love being at session extremes because session extremes is where you're going to get lots of interesting either reversals or continuity trades. So like right now, this is essentially a continuity trade if it holds. Big operative question is if it holds. Red dot on session lows, the dot's got to hold. We got to hold the lows. If this candle pulls up, which is doing, it's actually signaling that we have some support here. So that, yeah. Next candle green dot, we're going to go long. We're going to take the reversal side. It makes it super easy to read the market with the indicator this way, right? Because we have nice clean two-way price action. You just got to wait until you have a clean, clear signal of which way the price action wants to go. Although, you know, it's a tug of war right now. As you can see, every buy gets killed, every sell gets bought. They're just kind of really at a stalemate. But I think the buyers have it here. Let's see. 8, 9 seconds, 7 seconds. So what I'm doing to make it simple for myself is I'm trading 200 opening range just to get myself into the trade with bracket orders. And then obviously I'm adjusting them organically to the price levels. So I'm going to be at the low here. This is my target. Let's see if the turn happens here. And we're ready to go. Looking for about 55 points. We're at 37 points in the money. Let's see if this pops it. And we're done. See how easy it is? Just super, super easy once you understand the turns. Who took that trade with me? Give me a +1 if you guys took that trade with me. Come on. Nobody took the trade with me? Yeah, I know people took trade with me. You're just too busy trading. Nobody wants to buy. Nobody wants to talk to me today. Carlos took it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. No need taking it on paper, guys. Take it in a think account. They have lots and lots of different accounts. They have tiny accounts. You can buy like a $10,000 account. You know, a lot of different ways. It's a super good way of having multiple accounts. There's one of the guys that I interviewed. I think probably the most interesting guy, in my opinion, at the Prop Fest 26 was the prop firm kid, Daniel, who that has had 200 different prop firms that he works with. Now that's insane, but I really liked his approach, which is like, you got to understand that in life, single point of failure is the greatest vulnerability in the world, right? So if you're just with one prop firm, you're at a single point of failure. Even having 3 diversifies your risk and your possibilities enormously. Having 5, I think, pretty much, you know, eliminates any kind of crazy shit that can happen. And having 7, you know, like, what is it like? They in the stock market, I think all the statistical studies say that as long as you have 15 different, not, you don't own Ford and GM or you own Microsoft and Google. If you own 15 different stocks, like 15 stocks in different industries, you literally have 95% of the benefit of the diversification. And it's kind of the same thing. And, that's worth it. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I know you like the Wealth Charts platform. It's really nice. I will say that, it's super easy. Look how easy it is for me to trade. I would say of all the UIs, there is no UI that I find easier than Thinks. in terms of like, running trades. It's literally the most point and click environment ever. All right, so we made a ton of money in gold. I think we made like 6 out of 7 trades, right? I'm happy to come back to it a little bit later, but it's, NQ open. Should we flip over to NQ to try to trade a little bit of futures, see what we got there? Give me a +1 if you think we should switch over to NQ. If I get 10 +1s, we'll switch over. One, two, three, four, 5. I just see 5, 6, 7, 8. Clean Saber is putting in like 7 votes for everybody else, and so is Lee. Green Otter. Come on, guys. Let's go. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. All right. Thank you. I just want to make sure you guys were awake. All right. We'll switch over to NQ. All right. So we're going to leave our wonderful Think Market accounts, which was great. And we're going to get out of, wait, hold on. Let me just get out of this. Well, how do I log out? Oh, here we go. Log out. Yeah, very nice. I ran that for like about 200 points just in the market open with you guys. And let's go take a look at NQ. But remember, I just want you to really, I'm going to go to Apex, and we're going to go here. We go to Apex. Wait, hold on. I don't want to do this. There we go. All right, we're back in Apex. What's going on? It's WTI. No, I don't want to do WTI. No, that's not what I want. M&M. Okay, here we go. We are opening range in NAS. Let's see what it wants to do. No, it's actually pretty wide. It looks tighter than it is just because it's actually such a big move. But we'll make this a little cleaner on the chart here. So market 930. Very small movement on NQ, right? I'm not really seeing a big. Where's that? Oh, there we go. I was like, where's that big candle? There's that candle. There's that candle. There's the bullshit candle. 48 seconds left. 42 seconds left. Fresh session lows. What account am I in? Hang on, let me just make sure I'm in the right account. What account am I in? 45? All right, we'll trade the 45. That's fine. Let's trade the 45. 26 seconds left. I'm going to wait for this thing. They're trying to buy it. Too late. I really wanted to buy the bottom on this thing. Let's see. 18 seconds left. Damn it. I don't get to play. This is really my play trade. All right. No, I got it wrong. God damn it. No, I got it right. Good job. So that worked. All right. You know what I like to do. I like to fade the bullshit candle. Now sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. But this time it was sweet. It really did clean up. This was, you go the opposite of whatever it's doing. If it's a sell, you put the buy on the close, let it pop, and if it's really high, you try to sell it. A lot of times, it works. Sometimes it does a continuity trade. It's just the reason why this works. What I call the opening rotation bullshit candle. And it's a very sometimes quick move. Like, you snooze, you lose. You got to do it right on the close. The reason why is because what's happening on market open, it's a market open trade. That means there's a whole bunch of orders that have to be satisfied, right? By the way, we are clearly hitting session lows now. This is the New York open session lows. Red dot on the session lows. So we have a jackhammer trade coming in right now. NAS, of course, is a notorious kind of a retrace trade. So I'm always very leery of doing a continuity trade, but we'll see. Let's see how it plays out. So anyways, the reason why you get this is such a easy handicap is because everybody has orders to go one way. NASDAQ has been a huge seller over the last 24 hours. So maybe a lot of North American retail flow or institutional flow is like, we got to sell on the open, get out of my positions. And that creates one-way price action, which gets satisfied in the first minute. And then you have a natural reversal, right? So we're using 1 minute time frame. We're using 1 minute time frame for everybody else. So that so that's what happens in terms of trading. So I call it the bullshit trade. Anyways, we're looking for a white dot. We're looking for a reversal signal in gold. In NASDAQ. Jesus, it's like a Pavlovian response these days. So let's see if NAS give me a white dot. 23 seconds left. If this holds, then the natural trade here is against this session low, which is kind of a pretty big move here. What is that? That's 34. That's like an 80-point move. I really don't want to take this move. I'm not gonna take this turn move because it's just hugely volatile. I have no need to run so much volatility. Generally, my rule of thumb these days is if my stop has to be bigger than 50 points in NAS in order to satisfy the logic of the trade, I'm probably going to pass up on it. There's just so many opportunities throughout the day that I don't need to. I need to be a hero on the whole thing, See, this is a huge reversal. It's probably going to work. But you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this in the bullshit account. I have a couple of cheap evals that I bought. Let's go to hold on. Which was my cheap eval? 73, 71. Let's do this in a cheap eval because in the eval, I don't care. And shit, now I'm all right, I bought in the cheap eval. Let me bring it over there. 73s. And is it 73? 71. I'm just like I didn't even get a chance. This is not what I want to do. Sorry guys. I was just okay, it was a tiny little clip on the eval. But we're gonna trade since there's gonna be such high volatility. And I want to show you the setups so you guys can kind of practice them based upon your idea. Let's do this. Let's do this again because I'm in the cheap eval and I can afford to average into positions. So this thing is hopefully going to work with me, but this is where I need to be. I'm just going to show you how would you manage a trade that, where's this thing? How would you manage a trade against a very, very large volatility situation? First of all, if you're on a $50,000 account on the eval, obviously you have a big amount of room. And if you're in a larger account, you have even a larger room. But I'm trading this starting with one MNQ. And the way that I would work this trade is if this comes down to like 40, 42, like somewhere around here. No, sorry, where am I? I bought this at 80. Oh yeah, I'd have to buy it at 50. Like this is a massive, 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 massive candle. But I would try to sort of buy down at 50, hold the stop at this level, and see if I could repair the trade. So that's great. That's why I love buying all those cheap evals because I can help you. I can show you some of the tricks of the trade in high volatility. But against my funded accounts, where this is going to be like a $300-400 clip, or maybe a $200 clip against me, I don't need to do this. I don't need to really get crazy. So I'm going to buy another. I'm put a bid here at around 53 to see if I can get in. But actually, I didn't need to because the trade resolved, right? The trade resolved positively, and I'm back in business. So okay, that's perfect. Let's do that. Let's just trade my eval today. That's a great question. Great question. Love this question because tell me how you would trade with trend, right? So 12 AUG. You're looking at this chart right now. How's your short working out right now? How's that? The trend is down. You're short the product. How's that short working out for you? How much money are you losing by the second? 30 ticks, 40 ticks, 100 ticks, 200 ticks, 500 ticks. When are you going to quit on your short, which is a trend trade? You're in a trend, man. It's a downtrend, right? NASDAQ is down 2%. It's down below 200. It's a trend trade, right? How's your trend trade going? I'm just being facetious, but my point is there's no such thing as a trend trade or a counter trend trade. There's just being right or being wrong in trading, right? And in the scalping mode we're in, we're interested in being right this minute. And what's right this minute is the long trade because it's a reversal, right? Nothing ever stays true forever. Sometimes it goes trend for a very long time. Sometimes it does reversal. Sometimes it does momentum continuity. So that's why we have 3 different setups for each different structure. Now, I'll tell you something very interesting. You know what the greatest trend in this particular move right now? What's the single greatest trend right now? It's actually this. This trend from the bottom has made you more money than all of these trends combined over the last hour. This trend in the last 10 minutes has made you more money. Now, that's not a trend. You're going to look at this and you say that's a counter trend trade. But it's actually the greatest trend in the world. The counter trend is the greatest trend in the world because you go from low to high before it even becomes a trend. As I said, I used to work with a guy named Jimmy Satel, who was just a great technical analyst at FXCM. I was a young kid when we started with him. His whole point was the biggest money, the greatest trends always start from the counter trend pivot. Now, it's much, you're right. A lot of times counter trends fail, reversals fail, blah, blah, blah. If every reversal worked, we'd all be making money. But the point is that there's no such thing as being trend or counter trend. There's just being tactically correct at the moment. Like, our whole motto here is we don't care if we're long or short. We just want to be right. Oh, that's nice. Saber, that's it. You caught that nice M&Q move. See, I told you the one thing I will say, guys, is it doesn't really matter whether we're trading gold or we're trading NQ. The thing works. Like, if we're just in the business of making good trades, we really don't need to be wedded. That's the other thing. We don't need to be wedded to one single instrument, right? So that's a really, really clean thing. Well, so the other thing that I keep droning on about is I like reversal for one very basic reason. When you're in trend, like okay, let's say I'm in a downtrend, right? Let's say you're in a downtrend, right? Where is your natural stop? Where's your natural stop? It could be session high. It could be candle high. It could be the moving average, right? You really don't know where your natural stop is because you don't know how long the trend is going to go. If you're short here, it could go just here, or it could go all the way down here, or it could go even further down here. And every time you get shaken out of it, you're like, oh, I should have stayed in trend. The problem with staying in trend is where do you put your stop? Now, when you trade reactively, which is the key thing, we don't forecast the future. We react to the present. That's the beauty of scalping. We have precise, inarguable, incontrovertible. All the big SAT words that you can think of. Places where we know the stop is legitimate. Oh, over here, oh shit. Over here, the stop was, there's two places where there are natural stops. Either here, it's obviously a huge amount of risk, but either here or here. There's no other place. You know for sure that those are stops. Once you know what your natural stop is, you can then, calibrate your target. I calibrate very, very short targets because I like high frequency, high probability trades. But somebody who's a big trend trader could be just like, he could be long here. He could be looking for 2 times target, and he would have an intelligent strategy because he has a natural stop against which he's operating. And if the fact that he bet on a big recovery paid off for him. So yeah, there's, the reason why I love reversals is because reversals always give you a precise stop, which is the only thing in life that we can control in markets, right? And that's why it's kind of a hopefully a unique way of looking at the market. I don't know, Ben. I don't trade long-term price. I don't try to, as I said, I couldn't predict the next 10 minutes. I have zero clue as to whether this goes to 25,000 or back down to 24.6. What I do have is the ability to intelligently react to price action once it gives me a signal. So like right now, what's my reactive mode? Well, first of all, we are at session highs, right? This is a session high. We get a green dot through session highs. We love this momentum trade. We're going to just take it low. Like right now, if this thing goes through 922 or whatever, 930s, we're going to take that trade because they're probably going to run it to 950s. That's a bread and butter trade for us. I'm going to take it nicely here. Assuming, again, and that's the big assumption, the dot holds. The dot tells us that they're willing to hold momentum. If it disappears, that means they're just testing it like a turtle, and they move right, their head moves right back into the shell. As long as they're sticking their head out, I'm gonna go trade with them. No, not every single green dot is a trade entry. Only in certain conditions. The most obvious one, the one that we like to do, is around session high, session low. See, didn't get the dot, didn't get the trade, no trade, right? Green dots to us are valuable in 2 very specific locations on the chart: session highs, where it breaks it out, or off session lows, when we're getting a reversal move, or if you really want to get sort of very aggressive off of a long sell-off slide. We like to, after lots and lots of selling, we get a green dot. We try to trade that as a reversal. So that's where the green dots are most interesting for us. And red dots are obviously, the other way around. So we're bopping around session highs. NAS came back through the 24.9. Let's see what it wants to do. So far, a little bit of hesitation. We'll see if it wants to take it higher, or 44 seconds left. I'm just going to stay very patient until either this gives me a signal or not. I enter on the first green dot at session highs. The two green dots is when we switch. Like for example, if this doesn't hold, this is very likely going to switch from an uptrend to a downtrend on a short-term basis. The slope is going to go red. When that happens, we're gonna look for that single green 2 reds combo and short the thing. But for now, we got nothing. We're just watching to see, because right now it's equilibrium, and you don't have an edge, and whichever guess you make, could probably go against you. Yeah, now we wait. Okay. Oh, I put my iPhone into horizontal mode. You know, like it gives me the clock and everything else. And I really like it because it also gives you like messages. It's like I never realized that you could. It's actually like basically a really cool billboard. All right, watching the markets here. Somebody's asked me to check gold, so let's check gold. We're going to check it in a in a new container. I can't trade it. I can't. The problem is, TradingView only allows me one broker trade. You know, one trade per broker. So we will go in here. We'll go to the CFD prices on gold. We're going to think. So gold right now, if you're trading it, you could sell it here at 48, which is already kind of done, 48 to 43 against this 66. That would be my reversal trade on gold. All right, here comes NAS. Now, very important component, sort of a very, very subtle point of trading these reversals is you really want the slope to confirm your direction. The slope, what this is just giving, this is kind of giving you contradictory signals. It's telling you we have a little bit of a sell-off, but the slope remains green, which means that the buyers still control the price action, and that's why we don't take that short. You see, buyers got stuffed, but the key question is, the sellers got stuffed. The key question is, can the buyers ram it through the session highs? Until we get that white dot, we're not trading this trade. It's still a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. I don't know what's going on with my Discord, but it's going nuts. Okay, we broke through. Green dot, 52. So remember I said we're going to break, once we break the 50s, that's going to be pretty positive. Let's see if we get some continuity. So we're going to wait patiently until this candle holds. It's either going to hold or it's just going to, poke its head back, and then it's not a trade. 16, 17 seconds. Does the green dot hold? Trade here is going to be, if this holds, it goes away. See, look at that. They took the 50s and they have zero conviction. Just see, it did hold. All right, let's go. Very, very lame little, but we went there. So we're going to put our sell stop over here against the second big move and organize our trades like this. And again, I'm going to operate essentially as a secondary entry if I can. If I need to. So in other words, somewhere around 901, I'm going to try and put a secondary entry here. Maybe 902. Oh, I got in. Okay, I guess it came in 902. I'm going to stay here. It looks like this whole thing just totally reversed. And this trade is just, no. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's just completely reversed. A fake out move. And where am I? Oh, maybe I can get out. Oh, no, I managed to get out of it. All right, very good. Very good. I managed to get out of some of the position. But this was a bullshit trade. We had just you see how tepid this green dot was, a barely green dot. It gave away the way we want to, like, with the kind of trades we want is this kind of a trade where it closes on the high, big green dot, has lots of continuity. This was just a reversal trade. which is what NASDAQ does. Now we get a second opportunity. The great thing about this is that we can trade two ways, right? As I said, we don't have to be committed one way or the other. So if this thing stays red 20 seconds into the game, we're going to take the reversal against session highs, or even, even this, and trade it the other way, because it's going to be super easy to do it this way here. Recommended brokers for a live account. Are you a U.S. citizen? Oh, sorry. Let me organize myself here, guys. I want to sell. This is actually pretty good sell. Although, Jesus Christ. But I'm going to stay. Let's see if I'm correct. I'm going to stay against this high. Let's see if this is just another NASDAQ bullshit move, or they're really, really yanking back and forth, which is sometimes happens in the 10 o'clock hour. Let's see if I can make it. Good. All right. So that one resolved. I got a much better fill than this one. So I was perfectly happy to take that quick scalp and take it back. If this thing stays red, I'm gonna stay short on this trade. If this thing stays red, I'm gonna stay short on this trade. Give it 6542. And that was, see how fast that was. I didn't even get, that was 10 points of super fast. I think I actually, you know what I need to do, guys? Since we're trading a little bit wide, let me widen my stops and targets to just 100 ticks each. And then, let me do this. Hang on a second. Maybe we'll do like 80 by 160. Okay. No, I'll do this. I'll do 80 by 160. I'll just widen myself out. So this just, because otherwise my targets are so tight. I literally made the 10 points in the second after I hit the target. Do I want to sell this? Let's have fun. I'm going to sell this just for fun. I'm going to go with, why is this not working? Shit. All right, never mind. No sell. I wanted to sell over here against this stop, and it clearly is working well. Just for some reason, I didn't have it set up. I'm just gonna. So I think now that I have now that I'm working the eval, which is kind of fun, I think that's going to be good, because on the eval I can assume much larger stops and targets, especially on the MNQs, because I can have better variance. I can trade this with you very, very well for showcase purposes, and then you guys can determine how you want to trade it for yourselves. I actually, despite all this volatility, managed to run all my evals into green today, mainly because I was trading NQ, and NQ was very, very smooth. It's a really, really smooth trade. But you see, like this was a very smooth trade. We if I came in here and I had a large stop, large target, this would have been like a 30, 40 point trade. And it's beautiful. It's so naturally easy to take these trades. They are clean, they're clear, they're highly visible on the chart for us. We don't have to do anything unique. It's just the magic of the indicator that makes it super easy to understand it. News at 10. What's the news at 10 today? Let's go Forex Factory just to see what's there. Jolts, 333. All right, let's see what Jolts wants to do. Jolt's got 3 minutes to go. Unemployment claims were kind of bad. That's not good news. That's the first time I've seen in 230s in a long time. That's really not good. NFPs are we're going to trade NFPs tomorrow, but they're not there. So we're just going to trade everything tomorrow. Be sure to come with me because it should be a really, really fun day. All right, here's gold. Again, it's, nice clean reversal here. If you took this short over here, double reds against here, you would have had like 5-10 points on gold. So gold offering just really, really great trades on thin capital for those of you guys that want to trade it. And you guys are asking me, is this volatility going to continue? Yes, it's going to continue for a very long time. You're going to have all these beautiful moves that you can take advantage of very nicely. All right, where are we on Jolts? $1.45. Again, whoever wants to join coaching, I'm putting a link right here. And the Think link is pinned to the to chat if you guys want to think. All right, what do we have? 10 minutes? I mean, 1 minute. $35 seconds. Just waiting to see how the Jolts is going to do. Yeah, the other thing I got to say is I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like these trades are a lot less stressful for me because they have such clarity of vision. Like, you're not really pissed that things are not working because they're just, they're naturally breaking. The only time it's kind of really annoying and pissy is when you're just in a complete chop zone. All right, what are we doing on Jolts here? Come on, pending. Running around. Ooh, really shitty. Whoa, that's a bad print, baby. I'm surprised not as much of a reaction on the market. But that is really horrid. Look at that. That means there's so much less job openings. That's like $500,000, $700,000 less jobs openings than the market was expecting. Jesus Christ. That's a fucking horrible number. Wow. Well, that's probably going to put pressure on the downside here. Let's see. I think that certainly feels like they want to ram it down. So let's see if they ran back to session lows here. I'm just going to trade kind of a fundamental trade with you guys just for shits and giggles. It's not a setup for anything else, but it's going to use our structure, which is like, look, this is bad news. This is the bad news candle. If the news is totally not legit, they're going to reverse the whole candle. If I'm right, there'll be some continuity. It's not like, this is part of the setup that we usually do, but if you're going to trade news my way, this is a good way of looking at it. So let's see if we can make like 60, 70 ticks here on the move here. And we do. We get some nice continuity. And now we start to see if they want to run the lows. Anybody take that short with me? Yeah, Fed screwed up with interest rates, but look at all you guys. Look at all you guys jumping in. Everybody did. Everybody into the pool. Yeah, that was, look, it's rare that you get significantly variant news, right? Most of the time, news is just not a surprise. So when you get a surprise, and especially unexpected surprise, where nobody was really looking for that horrible print, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot because there's just clearly should be some continuity there. Now bounce around. Now we see what they want to do. Purple candle just simply means it's pulling away from the moving average. It's like a super sell or a super buy. Like a white candle is a super buy, but we don't have any white candles here in a long time. You can tell, but you can really actually tell. You know what's an interesting indicator that we could do? Oh my God, I just thought of this. This is a really cool idea. We can have in the table, which I haven't, I have off here. But if you wanted like another analytical thing, how many purples versus how many whites have you had over the last 100 candles? That actually will tell you where the general direction of the trade is. And obviously, all we're seeing is just all purples, right? We haven't seen a single white. White is like a super here, just a few whites. That's a super hot pull away candle. The ratio of purples to whites is like 20-1, right? If you look at this, and that's a really interesting insight into the price action. It's telling you the price action has just massive selling flows, right, on the thing. That's actually very cool, and easy enough for us to create and calculate. Like if how far back? Give me the ratio. So Green Otter, you gave me a good idea. It's kind of a soft data point, but it's an interesting one. All right, now we're sort of holding the double bottom, right? Now comes the moment of truth. We get a white dot here. We're definitely going to give it a shot for a reversal trade. Guys, come tomorrow because I got a super special thing to show you. Gonna blow your mind. So really great for gold, but really great for everything else as well. Still making purples. Still making purples. All right, let's see what else to do. Yeah, Wally, right? Like, as I'm telling you, I stare at this thing and I get every week or so, I get a really interesting insight and get a better edge at the trades. When do you see Kathy? You never see Kathy. Kathy doesn't live trade. She trades privately. If you want to join her privately, she's got a private resume. Which, by the way, if you get my coaching, you actually get Kathy for free. So it's another reason to sign up. You get 6 months. So let me put the link in there. So you want to trade FX with her privately, you sign up for coaching. Why Wednesday? What's on Wednesday? No, Kathy almost never trades live. Oh, NFPs? Oh, yeah, she'll probably show up for the NFPs. She'll come in for it. She'll make her grand appearance. This is a tough trade. I'd love to take this trade, but again, I'm looking at the double bottom here, and I don't want to drill right into the double bottom. Although it's not a big risk trade, and it's not like it's going to really hurt me if I take it, because the idea is, let's take it. What the fuck? I can't get my thing here. Okay, sell market. All right, let's see if they're going to drill the double bottom. I'm going to be over here, and they're either going to drill the double bottom here, or I'm going to get reversed. Not a trade I would take in my funded, but I'll take it in my eval because, again, not a big risk for me and worth a shot. You know, if they're going to drill a double bottom here, then I get paid. On the other hand, by the way, this is not a trade that I would average up into, because if they're going to verticalize this the other way, I'm actually going to reverse it, because this is not a scale. You know, I'm not looking for this thing to create a long-term continuity, because if this is a double bottom, it's going to bounce off of it like a beach ball. Nope, they drilled the double bottom, so we got paid. Very nice, very nice. Oh yeah, she does macro analysis. She does macro analysis on Mondays, always, HJ. That's the only time. She does once a week. She gives you the whole weekly, download. You got macro analysis. I told you the Jolts was terrible. I told you we should have shorted it. We shorted it, and you got paid. That's the extent of my macro analysis. Data good, data bad, buy, sell. That's all you need to know. I don't waste my time at paragraphs describing the nuances of it. All right, reversal trade, guys. He comes the boomer. He comes the boomer. All right, let's watch this. 22 seconds left. Let's see if this baby can hold a dot. Let's see if it can hold the dot. Are they coming off the double bottom? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're in the trade against a natural stop here, which is probably going to test us. Did the dot go away? Oh, they faked me out. I really shouldn't be in this trade. I'm going to get out. I'm going to be very good. I'm going to show you like proper trading techniques. They faked me out at the very last second. The dot disappeared. So now I'm going to simply wait until, I don't care if I'm late to this trade. I'd rather be confirmed on the trade than rush it. And that's the other beautiful thing is, trading small NQs in the 50,000 eval. It's super easy. See, didn't confirm. We got the fuck out, and for the right reasons. It's not time for the V yet. Market not ready for the V yet. Still going to drill the bottom here. I would have actually taken this short, but I was a little distracted because, again, this is a money trade for us. It's session lows, lots of dot pressure. The short should have definitely worked. Now it's gotten so, you've gotten such a big down move. I still think, in other words, we could still go to the 600 before it kind of bottoms out, but I really want to trade the bottom now. Yeah, I know. It's like sometimes at the very last second they pull the dot, but it's fine. So it does look like to me like they want to take it to the 600 level, and if you drilled it down, one more trade to the downside would have definitely worked. I just, me, it's my own personality weakness. I have a hard time selling lows for more than once or twice. When a lot of times selling lows or buying highs 3, 4, 5 times in a row is the easiest trade in the world. If you have the personality to do that, I salute you. Who's selling lows here? Who's got the balls to sell lows? Anybody? Give me a +1 if you're selling lows. Yes, no? Clean Saba, Cheryl. Oh, look at all you guys. Everybody's just drilling us. Good for you. Good for you guys. Good for you. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, A1 trades are all killing it. Yes, just they're all just running. So we're through the 600. Good job. I should have been drilling it with you, but down 400, buck, %1.5. Big moves here. How's gold looking, by the way? Gold is much more choppy now, right? So gold is actually, after all these big zigzag moves, now the zigzag moves are becoming much tighter and much more choppier here. So nowhere is nice. Oh wow! Look at Nas. Really drilled the bottom here nicely. Wow, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive sell-offs since the news. What was the news candle? Like actually 9. This is the news candle. Okay, I'm looking for white dots. Here's the best part about this particular setup. You depending on your personality, you either you took all of these or you didn't. But if you didn't, you don't care. I mean, that okay, it's fine. People made tons of money. This is, by the way, just this is one of the things I hate. We're getting a massive mess. We're gonna have to take a big risk on this. This I'm gonna have to obviously. I think if you're trading this for real in a big account, I wouldn't take this trade because it's too much volatility. But if I'm taking this in the eval on small size, I'm going to take it and I'm going to basically average into this position. If I don't get the V-shaped recovery, I'm actually going to take it early here. But this is a massive, massive risk, right? Just letting you know. Risk is all the way down here. I'm going to average in at around like 600, 24. 24.99. I'm going to put a bid in here. Let's see if I could, just average my ass out. All right, big reversal. I'm actually going to put my sell limit here. Let's see, just get myself out because I All right, so that trade resolved on a reversal trade nicely. But honestly, guys, when you have that kind of volatility, you have to just basically give yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself 1, maybe 2, 3 micros to come in. I'm going to get rid of this. So I don't want to be in the position. And you got to be willing to absorb like possibly a $300 reversal against you. Now, in a 50,000 eval, that's actually okay. But if you're doing this in a funded, it's just not worth it. The trade-offs are just too big. Unless you're doing it for a pure swing where you're like, I'm going to go here. I'm going to try to milk this for 100 points to the upside, which, by the way, this could very well do. This could be the V shape for 100 points to the upside. But good job on Clean Sabra. He made $200 on the micro. Good job. So really need to understand like the nuances of the trade. And that's what's so cool about this. I really like trading this on the eval with you guys because it lets me take a lot of these trades, show you the techniques without me going crazy because I'm trying to manage fundeds. Because as I said, on the funded, I wouldn't have taken this because this would have been like if I was wrong on the funded and this thing unwound, I would have been like, well, over here, I would have been like down 100. That would be a $200 point, $200 clip on a funded, just completely unnecessary. All right, now here comes an interesting play, right? And this is kind of a derivative play of this. We have a red, 2 greens. We finally have a green slope, right? Should we take the green slope against, this loss? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to just play this game to see if this is actually turning. Because the green slope says maybe the buyers are here, are willing to, they kind of stabilize the market. Green slope telling me the market got stabilized. So I'm going to try and trade this against the green slope and see if it works. Because again, I have natural stops. I have stops. My stops are going to be against this, right? Basically, I'm going to make the assumption that this is the field of play. The buyers are trying to push it up. I may give myself another entry here to short myself out here. And this is my natural stop. And I'm going to stay against this natural stop. And I got it resolved. And you see, I like nice and easy, clean resolution. There's $100 to to the good, and all within logical structure. I knew where my risks were. Versus with the trend, I really don't know where my risks are. But the beauty of the trend is it's an unlimited potential, right? All right, guys, I got to run. Super fun trading today with you guys, right? We traded gold. We traded gold well. We traded NQ well. Everybody cleaned up on everything. You guys drilled the bottom at NQ. My point, I guess, that I want to make is even though we're a little bit sidelined on gold on futures, it doesn't mean that there's a million opportunities on NQ, and we haven't even touched ES and YM, which I depending on what they decide to do, we may just simply rotate YM or ES into it. And I'm going to have, as I said, I'm going to really try to bring in really cool guests. Tomorrow we have Sam coming in, Sam Sella. I'm going to bring in Tyler, who trades YM exclusively, and he's a huge believer in why that's a great product to trade. So I'm going to expose you to a lot of different things over the next month or so with different guests. But come tomorrow, everybody. It's going to be a big day, big fun. I'm sending out the link right now for the sign up or the YouTube link. So come tomorrow for my session there. Get some Think accounts because they're super easy to trade, as I said, and they're very, very cheap. Use the code EDGE. The link is over there, and have a great day. Everybody enjoy. Having another good session for us. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Everybody take care.